Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the earth signs and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find the information for that in my Buy Me a Coffee link, as well as my official Instagram and TikTok page, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you're doing well. If you are here as a cross-watcher or you're unsure as to what the twin flame dynamic is, I have included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's twin flame definition video in the description box attached to this video. She just does such a thorough job of explaining the twin flame dynamic. She's a modern philosopher, and I don't know her, but I think she's very, very wise beyond her years. And she's done such a beautiful job explaining the intricacies of the twin flame journey. In a nutshell, the twin flame dynamic is two people who share the same energetic soul. So one soul in two people. There's always a runner-chaser dynamic and a separation period where the twins go on their spiritual journey, their spiritual ascension, in order to reveal their gifts and use those gifts to raise the vibration of humanity. So I always like to joke about it, but it's a very tall order for twin flames. But it is the one that we are tasked with, the one that we decided upon before we even came to this lifetime. You do not have to take the twin flame journey. You can choose to be with a soulmate, but you cannot cut the cord with your twin, because they are you and you are them. So, that being said, I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The Rose Oracle for the overall energy, the Chakra Healing Oracle, I don't have the box for it, and the Mystic Mondays for your tarot portion of your reading. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the earth signs, please. The earth signs and their twin flame connection. Spirits, angels, guides, what messages, thank you, do you have for the earth signs? The Anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. The Anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. So these cards are very dynamic, but they're very subtle at the same time. They're not super representational, but to me, this kind of looks like either a gigantic dandelion or kind of, honestly, well, so there's this woman here in the middle. I don't know if you can, sorry, it's a little later when I'm filming this, so it's a little dark, but there's a woman's face right there. She's kind of like looking up at the sky. But this whole sphere reminds me of, do you remember those kind of electricity plasma spheres, like back in the 80s and 90s? You'd touch it and it'd be like zzz, zzz, you know, you could touch it and it would be attracted to your touch. That's kind of what it's electric. It's this electricity, this magnetism. And there's an embrace energy here. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. So there could be some opportunities in your life right now where you're really coming to the fore. You're really coming forward in your leadership. You're coming forward in your personality. Stepping forward. There's a lot of this, like, I'm stepping to the front of the line. I'm volunteering as tribute. That's how I hear that song. I'm coming out. I want the world to know Gotta let it show. So this energy of you being on display, but in the best sense, in the best possible sense. It's like you're not dimming your light anymore. And hopefully you haven't, but maybe you have, and you're finally coming forward to show everyone who you are. And I feel like if there was any kind of hesitation or shame or whatever negativity attached to your identity, I feel like you're just releasing all of that now. Perhaps in your spiritual ascension, in the separation with your twin, from your twin rather, you've discovered who you are as an individual. And that's the whole point, right? To release our twin and the codependency with our twin, to be able to act as a sovereign being. I'm going to get 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. Past, present, excuse me. Why did I say that? The first 2 cards will be your energy. The second 2, your twins. The third, the connection. And the fourth, advice from spirit. Feel free to change the energy or flip the energy between you and what I designate as your twin flames, because twins often mirror one another's energy. I've definitely found this to be true, that my twin and I have mirrored one another on and off over the years. Okay, 4 cards down for the base spread, and I'm getting 4 cards of the tarot for clarifiers. I feel as though your spirit guides or my spirit guides have come in because I felt this fluctuation in my ears. It's how they let me know that they're around. Okay. One moment. All right. Flew right off the table. Okay. It's quite beautiful. Your energy, red, which signifies the root chakra. The root chakra, how we ground ourselves. This is the card of acceptance. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's this acceptance of you. See how your spirit guides are around? It's beautiful. There's this acceptance of you and what it is that you are skilled at, what it is that you do well. And I mean, don't get hung up on, like, okay, she looks like she's a waitress serving a piece of pie. But it's less about the waitress and the piece of pie and more about the idea that we're taking a piece of our pie. We're taking a piece of the wealth of abundance that's out there in the world for us to take, for us to incorporate into our lives. It's really beautiful. It's clarified too. What did I tell you? By the Hermit card in the reverse, Virgo energy. Virgo, you showed up in your own reading. The Hermit card in the upright, number 9 of the Major Arcana. It talks about being insular, being on our, in our dark night of the soul, in going through the process of healing and spiritual ascension. Right? What is spiritual ascension? It's like looking at all of our triggers and our traumas and our inner child woundings and all of these things that block us from us assuming our rightful place in the world, our divine place in the world. That's what, when we're in hermit energy, it's like, see how it's like she's kind of looking at herself in the mirror, in the metaphorical mirror. We look at ourselves deeply, and we only have ourselves to deal with. Right now I'm hearing a song by Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change, right? There's a reason why that song is very enduring. Take a look at yourself and make the change. So when the card is in reverse, as it has come out for you, it's kind of like saying just what I was saying before. You're stepping to the forefront. You're no longer insular, by yourself, under the covers, you know, in your room alone, just like with your thoughts and with your trauma. We're coming out now. We're rising out of this energy in order to step into the next phase. After the 9 in the tarot comes the 10. The 10 of the major arcana is the Wheel of Fortune. Once we've done our spiritual work, once we understand and recognize what our gifts are, then we start to use our gifts. And when we start to use our gifts, then Spirit brings us all of the abundance we could ever wish for. And not just financially, but also emotionally, through beloved family and friends, through animals, through good health, through messages in books, in music, in other people. Just even talking about it, it just feels like the veil is lifted from your eyes and you're able to see the world differently now, right? And perhaps accept that you are a divine being in that world. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. What does your twin have? Well, first of all, your twin might be a Libra. That's for some. Purple, which corresponds to the third eye chakra. And the word is balance. That's why I said Libra. Balance. This is your twin's energy. Now, look at all the people in the front here with their arms crossed. So angry. Kind of everybody refusing to look at one another. Everybody refusing to let go of their anger, let go of their frustration, their grudges, their pettiness. Right, and I almost feel like this is your twin really trying their best to rise above it all. This is what they could, you know your twin situation. This is what they could be dealing with right now, just negativity. You know how difficult it is? I'm sure you do. Everybody does. To be around people that just suck the energy out of you, just drain your life force because they're just so in their own little worlds, their own little petty parties and pity parties and proud parties. And here's your twin trying to bring some diplomacy to the situation. You know, Spirit just said they could have been one of those people. They could have been one of these people that just held on to their pettiness, held on to their negativity. And I feel like your twin is like rising above that, or they're trying. 4 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, 4 of Cups in the upright. You can see here, there are 3 cups on the ground and there's 1 cup kind of in this cloud. The cup in the cloud is supposed to represent the Ace of Cups, which is the offer of new love and new generosity from Spirit, which when the card is in the upright, the figure cannot see it. The figure cannot see what Spirit is trying to show them. That's the 4 of Cups energy. In the reverse, though, it's almost like now your twin couldn't see it before. And maybe they couldn't see the cup that you were offering to them. They couldn't see it clearly. But now your twin is almost like their eyes are open. Their eyes are open to what they've been surrounded by. Their eyes are open now to what was on offer. And you know what? To be fair to you, it might not still be on offer. Felt important to say that. You know, for some, it might be too late for your twin. Like, you might not be willing. You might be here just to receive a channeled message, to get a temperature on things, because we have to negotiate energetically with our twin every single moment of every single day. We don't get relief from that. But I mean, I don't know about you, but since the pandemic, which affected the whole world, I am not the same person as before when I knew my twin. I'm still me, but I'm a completely different person because of my spiritual awakening. Now, you know, which means that what I was willing to offer my twin before is not the same as what I would be willing to offer now. And that's only if my twin has spiritually ascended, which he has not yet. But it's this sense that, thank you, Spirit. It's also this understanding that, thank you, Spirit, just you think that you're going through your own spiritual awakening and change over time. Give your twin a little bit of credit, because even though they might not be in the same place as you, spiritually speaking, they are also not the same person. They are not the same person, whether you're the runner or the chaser. They are not the same person by virtue of the fact that they've known you, they understand who you are to them, and you're in separation. It's the catalyst of the separation that causes the twin flame dynamic to kind of explode. It's the very catalyst that draws us closer to spirit and to ourselves. But I do see this really beautiful energy from your twin where they're really, my spirit just said the word atone, right? Because there could have been some karmic balance that needed to come into play. They're trying to atone, not to you per se, maybe you're part of it, but to the things in their life that either they needed to let go of or that they have neglected. I feel like your twin is trying to do right by themselves and by others. You know, and that might not always be successful, but are they making the effort? Are they acting on their intention? The connection, blue energy, which is the throat chakra, clear speaking, clear expression, and the word is expansion. You know, I alluded to, or I spoke of, actually I didn't allude to it, I spoke of it, Jupiter I spoke of the Wheel of Fortune, but that denotes Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion. So there is something here between you and your twin where you're both trying to, look, it's almost like I see, and ignore the genders for a moment, I just see kind of solidity here and then spirit being here. It's almost like if this is you, this is your twin, not to say your twin is in spirit, although they might be, but the 5D aspect of your twin here congregating together to open up your consciousness to incorporate the archangels, the mystics, the ascended masters, the teaching of spirit. It's like you're trying to expand your mind by listening to your calling, to the messages that spirit is trying to download to you. They're trying. Ace of Swords is in reverse though. There's some of these messages that you might not be willing to incorporate at this time. Ace of Swords brings new from spirit, messages of clarity, epiphanies, breakthroughs. That's this energy. And your connection got this card in reverse. There could be some harsh realities that both of you are not willing to look at. And you might have your reasons, because it's maybe painful. I'll give you an example. So when I was the chaser, I'm no longer, but I was the chaser in my twin flame, the dynamic. And my twin and I love each other very much, but he just could not handle it. It was too much. The intensity, it was too much for both of us. And I was making a lot of sacrifices for him that I should not have. And I just couldn't understand how he didn't want to or wasn't able to reciprocate everything that I was giving to him. I couldn't understand it. And then he would later tell me that he didn't think that he was worthy of it, right? He didn't think he was worthy of my love. He literally said that to me on several occasions. And this is like years after we broke up. We were still talking, right? Because it's hard to separate from your twin. At that time, we didn't know we were twins. We knew we were something. And many years later now, I've been separated from my twin, no contact for at least 4 years. 3 or 4 years. And I met somebody, not a romantic partner, but somebody who was expressing feelings towards me in friendship or what have you, that just overwhelmed me to the point where all I wanted to do was run away. And this is like a really good person, like a really good person, like a loving person. And it just got to the point where it was too much. It was too much. And I just had to, I had to put the stop on it and erect some boundaries. And I realized, wow, Spirit showed me a very important lesson through this person, because they showed me what my twin was experiencing with me. I could not understand how a person could want to give so much to me where I could not reciprocate. I just could not. I don't have the bandwidth to reciprocate, and I had to block them for a while. I just could not. Their energy was too much. It was giving so much that it was almost taking. It was weird. Give so much that it was almost taking. And it was one of these things where I was able to stand in my twins' shoes for a while and see where they were coming from. That was a very hard lesson to learn. It was not pleasant to then look at myself through his eyes, not in a derogatory way or in a way that degrades me, because my love is precious, our love is precious, but to look at myself through his eyes and think, okay, I was a different person back then. I was very needy. I was very insecure. And what a hard lesson to learn. What a hard thing to look at. But I had to look at it. And then I could forgive myself and just be like, I was younger and inexperienced, and I had met my twin flame, and I look back on it, it's just like, well, how else was I supposed to react when you find the love of your life and your soul partner through eternity? I mean, how is one supposed to act with stuff like that, right? You would think somewhere throughout the eons, someone would have written a guidebook that would help. I mean, maybe people have written guidebooks, but they don't help. You know, you just have to experience. But it's expanding this consciousness with spirit that helps us in that in that way. And then looking at what Spirit's advice here is. Spirit's 2 cents. The yellow, which is the solar plexus chakra, the intuition and the gut miracle. Clarified by the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is a card of waiting, waiting for the miracle. Spirit is kind of telling me though, because these look like pylons in the water. I'm kind of seeing those kind of, what are they called? They're those kind of, they're not Olympics, but they're those games where they're like obstacle courses and people are jumping on these things. They have to have balance and agility and all that stuff. Spirit is kind of showing me that kind of situation and saying it's like, in a way, why are you putting yourself through this waiting game when you can kind of accept that the miracle is happening now, to accept that you are the miracle. You are the miracle. Your twin is the miracle. This experience is the miracle. I saw 2626 just when I said that. It sounds kind of hokey, but it's not meant to be. Yeah, 4 of Swords in the reverse. Wake up, Earth signs. It's the card of healing and recuperation. And when the card is in reverse, it's like, wake up. Wake up. The faster you accept that you are a divine entity against all the odds of the universe that you came into being, can you not for a moment recognize how incredible you are and how special this journey is? And it's painful, but these are emotions that we're feeling. We can also feel other emotions like bliss and joy and gratitude. Try to focus on those when thinking of your twin. So that's your reading, twins. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.